Hey folks, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge again, and yes, I'm still having a terrible time with my shoulder and my arm, all the way down to my elbow, across my chest. I got swelling up here. It's nasty stuff. Yes, I've seen the doctor. It's taking care of things medically. It's just seems to be it's going to be slow to get this repaired. And so again, my video is not going to have text in it where I've got the measurements and things. I won't have it on the screen. I usually do text on the screen to either explain myself more clearly when I don't speak very clearly, or correct something when I say something incorrectly. Hopefully I can just edit those things out. And most of my videos, they take me about 7 or 8 hours to make, plus the research time of actually cutting with the knives and practicing or doing stuff with the knives, getting familiar with them, doing all the measurements and everything. And then the video editing itself, that takes me 4 or 5 hours usually to edit a video. And that's something that, because of this injury here, something about the angle that I have my arm at when I'm doing that stuff, I just can't do it. So these won't be, or this video, just like the previous one, won't be up to par with what I usually do, but hopefully you can get a good idea about this knife, a good enough idea that you can make your own decision of if you want to get one or not. That's my whole goal with making these videos. Not my whole goal. My main goal with making these videos is to give you enough information in a somewhat entertaining way so that you can decide if you want to pursue getting one of these or not, regardless if you use my links or not. That's not the point. That's an extra for me. I want to give you good information. So this knife is the FH805 by Ganzo. This is a new series of fixed blades that they've been doing. Here's a look at some of the other fixed blades that I've reviewed. And they did 3 different models that are all very much the same, just different steels, but the same basic knife. Now they finally did something quite different. This is a straight back knife, and it's got a Kydex sheath. And so if you're interested in something like this, let me give you all the details and everything. We'll go over to the tabletop and take a good look at it. Some odd things going on here, so stick around. It's coming at you right now. First off, let's do a little size comparison. Here is a Mora knife. This is the Mora Flex. And as you can see, it's very much the same size of the knife. The cutting edge on this Mora is a little bit less than that one, and the handle's a little bit more. By the way, Drop, formerly Mass Drop, has got the Mora 511. That's their basic budget knife. I got that in there backwards. On a special sale right now. So if you're interested in getting it, a pair of 511 by Mora is on special on Drop. If you use my link, you can get 10%, $10 off, 10 US dollars off. I also get $10 off my next purchase as well if you use my link and you've never purchased from them before. If you're a Mass Drop member, then you're also already a Drop member, because Mass Drop is Drop. It's just Drop is the new name for that company. But we're looking at this knife today. So again, this is 9CR18 MOV stainless steel, which is a good Chinese stainless steel. Nothing wrong with it for the price point that this knife comes in at, which is $29.79 at Power Cutlery. And since it's a Ganzo, you can get 5% off of that price when you use coupon code CCE at checkout from them. Or you can find it some other places to buy it. That's roughly about 39 Canadian dollars. Roughly about 27 euros, 24 British pounds. But that's for these North American prices. Power Cutlery is in the United States, and they do ship to Canada and the United States. And I'm not sure where else they ship to. Hopefully you can find this. It is on other stores, AliExpress, DHgate, and a number of those other places. And yes, fixed blades will mail into Canada without a problem at the border. The border will not stop this fixed blade from coming into Canada. So you're fine if you want to buy this. If you're a Canadian and you're concerned about CBSA, no worries there. First, let's talk about the sheath a little bit. Good things about it. They've got a little drain hole right there, so that's good. These holes are the right size so that you could use a Tech-Lock type system if you wanted to mount onto here. To hold it on, and a number of other systems. They've got this pocket clip thing sort of built into it. And if you take a look at it, I almost tried to poke myself there with the knife when I was doing this. There we go. If you take a look at it, black on black is a little bit hard to show, but there you go. There's a little bit of a knife cutout in there. And the pocket clip, is mounted on by these screws on the back here. Holds on quite well. And the knife goes into the sheath and holds in, grips on. It's not loose. It's the string that you hear making some noise here. So nice and snug fit, no shake, no rattle and roll, holds on very well, and which is a good thing. You push off right there with your thumb, a little grip with your forefingers, push off with your thumb to take the knife out. So it's a good usable knife. It's odd though, it seems to me that this fits better if you wear it in a pocket, in the left pocket than it does in the right pocket. So if this is your left side, when you go to pull it out, with your left hand, it's ready. If this is in the right side and you pull it out, now your thumb's wanting to push on this side. That's where the cutting edge is. That's not too comfortable. And then you have to turn the knife to use it. So am I wrong? To me, this is a left hand sheath. You can't just screw it in on this side. You can't just screw it in. If you notice here, this is G10's made flat here, and the G10 on this side is curved. Could you make a couple holes through this side, warm it up a little bit with like a hot air gun or something, and move this to this side? Yes, you could probably do that if you wanted to. This also works good as a boot knife if you want to use it that way. If you use a tech lock, you can wear it scout style on the back of your, horizontal on your back. There's a lot of different ways you can carry this knife. Sheath, good proper kydex, good drain, functional, not a bad sheath at all. Is it perfect? No, but it's not bad. So here's the knife itself. It comes with this little bit of leather tied onto the paracord hole. There's also some little cordage, about 1.5 feet, 16, 18 inches of black cordage that comes with it. It's basically useless cordage. So I don't even have it here. It's not paracord, so I'm not even showing it to you. Let's talk about the handle on this knife. It's got a sort of slowly widening handle, narrow, and it slowly gets a little bit wider, but it's still quite narrow. So the most wide spot on the handle is here and here by this trowel. After the trowel, that's the same depth right here. And, it's fairly thin. There's the chamfer on the sides here, so that makes it look like it's more narrow at the front, but no, it's the same depth or width all the way along here. A little bit of a thumb riser right there, flat on the spine, and then there's a bit of a swedge there coming to the tip, but the knife stays full thickness all the way up to close to the tip, and it's got a fairly strong tip there. At least I think it's a very strong tip. I did a little bit of prying on some soft wood where I punctured into the wood and I pried it out. No problems there. Of course, I was just using softwood. I don't recommend that kind of motion, but I'm a tester, not a regular user. I wouldn't be doing that with my knife under normal use. I might dig something out a little bit, but I'd be super careful because I don't like breaking the tips off my knives. They're not designed for digging. We've got a Scandi grind. No, sorry. We've got a saber grind. A saber grind is a flat grind that doesn't go all the way to the spine. A Scandi grind is a flat grind that just comes a little bit off the cutting edge. So this is a saber grind is like halfway between a Scandi grind and a full flat grind. Yeah, if you will, for lack of a better word. Here's all the text that's on the knife. It's nice and very small, but here's a close-up of it so you can read that. 9CR18 it says, which is the same as 9CR18 MOV, which has been very popular for budget knives in 2019. And it's a good steel. It's, not a great steel, but it's a very good steel in terms of the longer picture. If your grandfather had a knife with steel of this quality, he would have been a very, very happy man because, for 50, 60 years ago, this steel would have been right on the cutting edge. And right now, it's pretty good. I like it. Nice belly on the blade, nice straight flat section here. Great for, using in a camp setting, in a house cooking setting, for hiking, lots of different scenarios. I would like if there was some jimping right here. I would like some nice fine metal jimping there just to give me a little bit better grip with a thumb right there. It's not bad. And I think a little bit of jimping along the G10 or the handle scales here would also be a little helpful. It's a little smooth everywhere. Since there's no real guard out here, you don't have a lot of protection of stopping your hand from sliding over. Like if you punctured this into something and you got an abrupt stop really hard, there's nothing to stop your hand from sliding up over there, and except for yourself, you have to stop pushing. But I see that some people might cut themselves if they end up stabbing it into something and coming to an abrupt stop. So a little bit of jimping would help get a little bit better grip on this. It's not a bad grip right now, but it could be better. This side here's got the flame kind of logo thing that they've got here for Ganzo. It's a good knife. I like how it looks. Let's go over all of the sizes, dimensions, all that information like that. Whoops, sorry about that. The cutting edge is 9.37 centimeters, which is 3.69 inches. The blade length tipped to the closest spot on the G10, 8.66 centimeters, 3.41 inches. The blade thickness is almost 4 millimeters, 3.95 millimeters, which is 0.15555 repeating inches. So over an eighth of an inch, but not by an awful lot. The blade depth, I measured it right where my index fingers are, 2.16 centimeters, 0.85 of an inch. The thickness of the edge behind the grind, so right behind where my fingernail is, 0.57 millimeters, which is 0.0225 inches. Tiny bit thicker than I prefer, but not much at all. Very good. The grind angle, yes, this side with the logo, 19.2 degrees, and this side with the text, 21.9 degrees. Not bad at all. That's pretty close to 20 degrees per side, which is the industry standard, and it's not far off. I've had a lot of knives that are much worse than this one, and for a $30 US knife, that's not bad. Let's talk about the handle now. The handle length, not counting this leather cordage out here, 10.64 centimeters, 4.19 inches. The handle thickness is 1.38 centimeters. That's 0.54, so just over half of an inch. The handle depth this way, it's the same right here and right here at the end, as I said earlier. That is 1.38, no, that is 1.96 centimeters. That's 0.77 of an inch. And the grip area right here between my thumbs, 8.9 centimeters, 3.5 inches. And the total length of this knife is 19.3 centimeters. And I forgot to put the inches down, so let's do that right now. That is 7 and 5/8. 7 and 5/8 of an inch. Just under 5/8. Well, no, it's 5/8. So 7 and 5/8 inches in total length. Not bad at all. So this is a nice, small, light knife. Oh, I didn't give you the weight. 114 grams, which is 4.05 ounces. You add the sheath in, it's 153 grams, which is 5.45. So with everything together, it's not even 5.5 ounces. So it's nice and small and light. And like I said, Power Cutlery has it for $29.79 minus 5% if you use my code. And I'll give links for other places as I can find them. I'll put the links down below. Summary, is this a knife that's worth $30 US? Yes, I think it is. I think it's worth that, plus the little bit that costs for shipping. That is, if you're looking for something like this. If you're not looking for a knife like this, then it's not worth it. So everything's got that kind of caveat to it, right? So that's good. Pocket clip on a sheath. I find that very odd. It's odd. Let's see what it looks like, if you can see what I mean. This is how I have been carrying it. I've been putting it in my pocket and then with that sticking out there. So, it's in my pocket like this. So it's hanging down inside my pocket all the way to the bottom right here, like it should be. So it's not falling out easily. It doesn't have a very strong grip. It's easy to take off and on. You could bend that a little bit to give it more flex pulling down, but it doesn't really need it. And so that's how I've been using it of late. And like I said, it seems to work best in the left side, just for the ease of taking it out and having it in the right orientation. But on the left side, in the right side, it's okay. Not great, but it's okay there. So let's see what else. It's a good budget fixed blade. For the price, you're getting good quality materials. Oh, here's what it looks like with the handle taken off. Like I said, there's not much there. There's just a little bit of a hole. The screws that are in here, they've got washers in them, like phosphor bronze washers. So even though it's a rotating pin in here, they don't freely rotate. It's easy to open this, to take this apart, no problem at all. You know, if you wanted to put different handles on it and stuff, you could just use this as a template to get you started. Not bad at all. Like I said, it could be a boot knife, a belt knife, a pouch knife, a bag knife, a backpack knife. Lots of different ways to use it. Full thickness all the way along till close to the end gives it a lot of strength. It's versatile. You can use it for so many different things. You know, delicate work at the tip and just a lot of hard work cutting through things. No problem at all. It's not a survival knife. It's not up in that class. It's just a good EDC fixed blade, if there is such a thing. Not very many guys are going to EDC a fixed blade. Where I live in Alberta, Canada, you know, this is sort of cowboy country. There's a lot of guys that wear fixed blades, you know, and it's on their belt all day long. So it's not unusual in my part of the world. Maybe it'd be unusual in your part of the world, but it's a good hiking fixed blade kind of knife to take with you. Not excessively heavy and yet quite functional and at a very budget price. The cons, it should have a bigger sharpener's choil or a better position sharpener's choil. Here's a picture or two of it. You know, it works right now, but when I go to sharpen it the next few times sharpening it, it's going to run into... I like having a sharpener's choil. Let's just put it that way. I'd prefer it to have a bigger sharpener's choil. It's not bad, but it's not great. I would like to have jimping on it. That's one of the cons, potential cons. And this sheath is sort of left-handy. That's kind of the cons of it. I've given you all the pros. Yeah, I would not leave this leather on here very long. It's very weak, thin. It's more decorative what they've given you right here, but it shows off quite nicely. And you can put your own paracord in there if you want to. So if you're looking for a knife like this, and this is the price point that suits you, I've got no big reasons to say this is a bad idea. If you prefer the Moras, hey, I'll have a link for that Mora at the drop, you know, down below. And I'll have links, if I can find this on Amazon or some other places, I'll have those links down below for you guys as well. Give you your options of where you want to buy it. And thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. And thanks for all your concerns about my shoulder and my arm. Those guys have been trying to encourage me with the comments. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll be able to get better soon. I've been going to a medical massage therapist, and I've got another appointment on Thursday, and hopefully I can get some of this. I hope I can get some more relief. Thanks for your concerns. I appreciate it. Bye for now.